changes are adopted, will it be only the Liberal majority or will it be by consensus?
It would be nice to be able to have the conversation and the discussion, and that's why I released a discussion paper. I do believe something that we heard time and time again in the election campaign was that Canadians did not feel that their voices were being represented in this place. Part of the commitment I made to my constituents was to better consult with Canadians, hence why this government has taken unprecedented levels of consultations. So we would like to have that conversation. What we are asking the committee to do is to broaden the scope of their study and to actually have this conversation so that we can try to modernize this place.
The opposition
limit the time for this conversation.
That you're going to move forward without their approval, and therefore you have not said specifically that you will only make those changes with the approval of everyone. Can you make that commitment today to maybe reassure them?
So I believe that we can work better in this place, and that's always a commitment that I have made. It's an important conversation that we continue to have. It's a conversation that I would like the committee to start and to incorporate in their study. Rather than not be part of the question, I would like to be part of that discussion. I really do believe we need to start the study for us to have these other conversations, but until we actually look at the evidence and look at how we can improve this place, we need to actually look at the commitments we made to Canadians that we are committed to delivering on.
But you did that before they could take it to caucus on Wednesday. You wanted a vote from committee on the discussion paper before the members of PROC had the opportunity to take it to their own committee. Why weren't you willing to extend it at least 2 days to allow for the caucus discussions in the first place?
The committee has been having meaningful conversations, which are important conversations. I released the discussion paper as soon as I could when I was comfortable with it. I do believe it's a reasonable discussion paper. It is a discussion that I think is important for us to have. We have seen some of the things taking place in this House this week, more of a reason, I believe, to modernize this place. And when we are having discussions, I believe that if we can actually start the study, it would be good for the committee to be the masters of their domain and do the important work they do. I attended and visited members of committee last night because I do respect the role that committees played. Let's not forget it's this government that actually increased funding for committees so that they can do the important work they do.
You won't be saying anything to diffuse or do anything to diffuse the situation. You're just going to let it go this way because apparently you're just holding your ground, right?
And it's interesting. My door is always open, and even when I shared the discussion paper, that was the approach that I've taken. These are conversations that have been taking place in the hallways. These are conversations that our members have been having. So that's what I am advancing, is to be part of that discussion, to be part of the conversations. Canadians elect us to have these kind of tough conversations, and it's not about holding ground. It's about having meaningful debate. It's about having differences of opinions. It's about being able to work better together. And if we look at the ideas that I have shared in the discussion paper, that's really what it's about, because I believe the commitments that we have made to Canadians, by actually having conversations with members on all sides of the House, we can actually improve upon those commitments and thereby better deliver for Canadians.
You said that for you. You said that you want a conversation, but the principle of having the rules of the House decided by consensus, is it more important than to get everything you get in your documents? What is the most important, your proposal or the consensus?
Look, at this point, the committee is not even agreeing to study the discussion paper in addition to what they are already being studying. So that's where I believe that we need to start, is by starting the study so that we can have those discussions. For myself, within that paper are many ideas, and that's why I've shared many ideas. This was not a recipe to say this is exactly what we will do and this is how we'll do it. I believe we can improve upon the ideas that we campaigned on, hence why I want to have the conversation. If we look at the work that the committee is doing and the choices they make to actually diligently work on the piece, that's work that they can do. Committees work very hard and they will continue to work.
How do you begin the study?
If you really believe that this is a discussion that needs to be had, that these are good ideas, that you can get opposition buy-in, why are you ramming it through and not letting it take due course and actually having a full debate on it? Instead, you're forcing it and fast-tracking it.
There was a standing orders debate, as takes place in every session, which is important in every parliament, which has taken place. At that time, there was many comments about what is the vision of the government and so forth. We wanted to get ideas from members from all sides of the House. Members know very well what we campaigned on, and it's The committee will make the decisions the committee would like to make. It's a fruitful conversation to have.
We want to ram it through.
We know that committees are able to work well together. They have worked well together. We will allow the committee to do the work that they do.
But Minister, how are not working well together? You could have already had the study started if you had let them go to caucus on Thursday and take this. But because that didn't happen, we are now in the middle of a filibuster, and the study is nowhere near even beginning. So
the filibuster is taking place because there are misconceptions in regards to the ideas that were shared in the discussion paper, hence why I wanted to take the time to converse with you. Even when I released the discussion paper, I reached out to many people to let you know that my door is open. I would like to be part of that conversation. I think it's important that you know that I would like to have the conversation. I would like to see us be able to debate some of these ideas. In all honesty, everyone doesn't even know where I stand on these ideas because I think it's an important debate to be had, and that's why the discussion paper I shared in the way that I did, because we believe we can improve upon the ideas and the commitments we've made to Canadians.
How do you plan to have these conversations that you so badly say you want to have when everyone's back is up on the other side? How do you plan to cool off the temperature that's increasing in this House and have the conversations you want when nobody wants to talk to you and they're all angry?
And I believe that we can work together better in this place. I have made myself available, and that's why even yesterday I was able to go and meet with committee members. I will continue to keep my door open to committee members as well as all members. I believe it's a tough conversation to have, I know, but it's a conversation I would like to have. These are commitments that we made in the election campaign. These are commitments that I would like to see us advance. I do believe this place needs to be modernized. The more hours I sit in the House, the more I believe that we do need to do things better. We need to be more open, more transparent. The Prime Minister as well as the government needs to be more available, and therefore, but I would like to see a structure that is more predictable. On another note, I would also like to say is as much as the House of Commons is a place where we hold the government to account, our ridings are a place where our constituents can hold each member of Parliament to account. So I believe that the work that a member of Parliament does is very important, both in the House of Commons as well as in the constituency, and that's why this conversation is important.
You say you want the House to work, but you saw what happened yesterday with the budget. I mean, you're going to turn the place into a dysfunctional Parliament, right?
I believe that we actually can work better together, and I think that's what it comes down to and why I'm saying let's have these conversations. I believe that there are concerns. The previous government,
Are you talking to your colleague on the committee to tell them to give them time to discuss your documents? Because now it's one of the reasons of the filibuster. It's because they don't have the time to discuss. So maybe your Liberal colleague on the committee are torpedoing your work. Don't you think so?
We know that in the previous Parliament that Canadians did not feel that their voices were heard. The previous government had a different approach to do government and to advance. That is not this government's approach. That is not the approach of this government, and that's why I do believe we need to work better together. I will continue to be available. Thank you.